see, these are still books. I will hopefully sell.
Well, I'll take one for sure.
So this is a bit messy corner. This is an old office, and then I transfer it into a new office, and it's as chaotic as the old one already. For instance, this is the box for a model of a performance I made, but
That you made in the physical.
Yeah.
Gallery.
So this is a real performance from 1980 or so, and then I made it into a model.
And this is you.
This is me. That I rebuilt myself in a 3D program and then printed it. So this is one of my printers here.
Wow. Incredible. How did you learn this type of technology?
Self-study. Of course, I had the opportunity that I worked at the university in a model building workshop where I already used. I bought a laser for the workshop. I think that's like 15 years ago, and then so I started buying more machinery there. But usually I buy machines first for myself and then see if it's all right, and then I used it in a workshop.
Are these the pigments or the
Yeah, they're the
material?
Filament for the printer.
Oh.
So it's like a roll of wire,
Yeah.
and the wire goes into the printer, and then it heats, and then it melts, and then it starts building
Wow.
things. And
Do you have other things that you built?
yeah.
3D?
Like this. This is a part of an image that I. So I made some images with AI generation about the revolt of the machines, which was a film script made by a Belgian visual artist, Frans Mazereel, 100 years ago. And they together with a French author, he made a film script, but the film was never made. That was the movie was to be about the revolution of the machines, because in the 1920s there was this thing that the people were afraid of machines taking over the world, and like we're now afraid of artificial intelligence taking over the world. I used his ideas to generate new images. So with artificial intelligence, these are interpretations also of the revolution of the machines. And so I had these printed on A0, like really very, very big. And then I took, you see this one? You see this detail?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's this thing that I took out and then introduced the drawing into a 3D program, and then made this object from it, which is also a positive and a negative, because the printmaker he made these woodcuts, and they were also like small blocks that you could print, and so this was a reference to that.
Wow.
So this is one. This is the same in a different color. This is another one, and this is another one.
Different.
Yeah, different details. I can see. But so this machine learning system made these new images that look like the old one. See, that's this one.
Yes.
This part
Yeah.
comes from there.
Did you give it some sort of prompt on
The prompt was the revolution of the machines,
just that?
the revolution of the machines, or the thought unchained.
Mm-hmm. Did you give it any sort of aesthetic?
And that was no. By Frans Mazereel, and because there are so many imagery of Frans Mazereel on the internet, then you get this
impressionistic or
1920s style of images.
Wow.
But they're sometimes they're realistic, and they mix so much things together that you don't know where's the front.
Right.
I mean, what's the front? What's the back?
Yeah.
Which is
Here's his arm, for example, going into something. Wow.
Then you see these things is here, and then it goes in the back, and then but then if you look here, it's back in the first line of the image. Like there's no perspective.
Yeah. What do you think about it? I mean, besides using it, what do you think about all this artificial intelligence?
I think it's for me, it opens new directions of things that I can do. Not by just making the image, or I tried to find a prompt that the machine, since it's a machine learning system, that it doesn't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask it to make a pink dog on a blue cloud with a green hat, that's kind of easy, because there's millions of images of dogs and clouds and greens, trillions probably. But when I started doing it, I asked Danny DeVos, and those are two words that don't exist in any language.
Right.
And then it gave me some really impressive images. You see, this is what it returned, Danny DeVos. And it's also something, this is like 22, right? So it's 2 years ago. And I did it like several times a day, every day, repeated. And it always made these kind of like interiors, exteriors that resembled, that could be places where performances could have been, or where situations that don't exist but kind of change when you start doing something with it, but it didn't know what. So I have about I think 400 of these images, and also some of them I transformed into 3D objects.
Do you feel any sort of what is your personal collection that you feel to these images? Does it
It's like
does it reach you in any way? Does it describe you in any way? Do you feel any connection to it?
It's like it's like a portrait of not me, but something that's inside of me that it has to find out, and since it has so much computing power, it can like dissect me into not pixels but like 3 atoms almost, and then piece it back together and make something else of it. And then I also
were there any other prompts that like found images of you as an artist or performing? Or I mean, your name is there.
Yeah, but
on the internet. I mean, if you search Danny DeVos, you find you.
Yeah.
Why didn't it find your work and show like some Club Moral related stuff? Or
because it searched for meanings. Every image or every part in the database where it searches has an image and a meaning. It has a picture of a tree and it says tree, and it will probably also say green, and it probably also say brown, and it will say earth, leaf, everything that has to do with a tree. But with Danny is not a word. It doesn't have a meaning.
right.
And it doesn't search for people on the internet. I mean, in its database when they started.
Yeah.
Now probably they do because they start learning. We have to know something about people also, if we want to make things. See, and these are some of the images that are then transferred into 3D, and this is in a block of wood with the CNC milling machine.
Yeah.
So these are 3D printed, and so they build up, and these are milling, so they kind of
away.
carve down.
That's impressive, though, that it was able to.
And it's also strange because if you look at it like this,
Yeah.
then they become like ruins or
Yes.
ancient cities or
And
whatever.
it looks just like it. Yeah. It's impressive that it was able to do that because those images are so non-logical in a space plane. I mean, there's you look
and they're non-linear.
Yeah,
or
they're they break the rules of of space.
Of course, some images with some images it works, with other it doesn't. The result, it's still a lot of work then, because when I make the images and then I present them on big posters, so you see them all together and then you see kind of starts seeing some sort of language in it, and also you then you see because Danny Devas is a performance artist, and then so maybe it knows some of the background. Then it says, let's make an image where some of these weird things could happen or something. I mean, I don't know, it's still.
Did you have to like manually adapt it to CAD or something like that?
Yeah.
So you had to make the decisions about how to three-dimensionally render it.
Yeah. This one, for instance. So this is a sort of this is an early 3D work, and then we'll find so you see, I buy these on AliExpress. I buy these little models in China and these together.
And what are the types
This is also a sort of crime piece. It's about two brothers in London who kidnapped the wife of I think it was Murdoch, big newspaper publisher.
Oh, related to Rupert Murdoch from Fox? No.
No. Maybe we can. Mrs. McKay was and the Hussein brothers. Anyway, they kidnapped the wrong person. They kidnapped the cleaning lady, and they held her for ransom, and the body was never found, and probably she was fed to the pigs. So that's why we have this little pig here in this machine, like eternally. This is one of the first, and you see it has this box, because I used to make I can show you another one in my workshop there, and then I started shrinking everything, and then I made this thing, which is typical Japanese, like a flower pot for bonsai. So it's, and then I call my works now bonsai. It's small things, but it could be big things.
This is also bonsai, no?
This is also a bonsai. This is a bonsai model of a performance.
Yeah, wow.
Yes, I'm a bit of redecorating my little garden here.
Cute.
So I'm home because I'd like to have some more color
Yeah.
to look at.
Here's your archive of Club Moral tapes, no?
Yeah, Club Moral
And related.
This was supposed to be the Club Moral archive, but then I bought my 3D printer
Yeah.
and then,
And you started having
yeah.
fun.
yeah, and then I thought this is more important. So this is my laser cutter.
Wow. Is that the CNC?
No, CNC I have in there.
You have your own CNC.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
laser cutter.
right. Okay. Is that how you
Also,
cut?
like small?
Is that how you cut the Club Moral logo into your laptop?
Not with this one.
Not this one.
With the one I had at my job. But for instance, this. You see, I make these.
Yeah.
They're from waste samples of furniture,
Yeah.
desks, and then you can scan it and you go to my website.
Cool.
And you can have one.
Thank you.
So and then here I have my workshop. With, see, this is just basic tools to build stuff. Like this is also one of the works where I used old toy record players. So I redesigned one of these discs to make it play noise music instead of fairy tale
This is
songs.
something you had something like this at
I
the
bought-
performance in Cologne, didn't you?
No,
I thought I saw like a
No.
little record player.
no, that
On the
must be,
stage.
yeah. But that was because we played singles, old pop singles
Yeah.
in between
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
our music. Yeah. No, this is an installation with 5 of these record players standing in a circle, and then it has a control box, and then they play 5 different noise things.
Wow.
And it's called, actually, because the brand of this is called Fisher Price,
Mm-hmm.
and the work is called 5 Fisher Boyd Price stud, which refers to a work by American artists who made the same thing but with 5 cars, real cars, American cars.
Wow.
So this is my CNC thing.
Wow. That looks great.
Also, I also buy everything as an assembly kit, and then I put it together myself.
Right.
I don't buy the finished machine. And there we have John Wayne Gacy.
Is that an original?
That's an original Gacy. And there's another one down there in the crawl space, skull clown. And it's so big and heavy that I had, when we moved from Club Moral to this space, I had it in an exhibition somewhere, so they had to take it from Club Moral with 5 people because it's like enormous. And then we moved to this place and they had to bring it here, and now it's there and it stays there forever. Yeah, that's the house, yeah. And the great thing is the crawl space where he had all the bodies.
Wow.
This is also a model of something I built really big. So I made this installation in Amsterdam, and there it was a wall of 3 meters high and 9 meters long. So where I also decided that it's better.
This entire wall.
This entire wall, and it moves up, and so you had to get in, and then you could either choose the side that had grass on one side or that had spikes on the other side.
Could it actually crush someone?
Yeah, people had to stand here
Yeah.
in the corner. Yeah, because I once had this exhibition here in Antwerp where a big machine moved in the gallery for only 50 centimeters, but someone got stuck, and when you're stuck, it's stuck. I mean, it's like big, I use big, powerful motors,
Wow.
because it was 16 meters and 3 meters high, so you need a
Right.
powerful motor just to move it.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you're stuck, you're stuck. Yeah, so. And this is also like still the Club Moral style, that I have my welding machine, I have a metal cutting machine, I have woodworking machines, I have a CNC, I have a 3D printer. So I can really make everything I want on my own. I don't need anybody else
Yeah.
to make something.
Do you ever have people assisting you?
Rarely. When I have to build something big, then I have people helping me to hold wood or to screw things,
Yeah.
but not because also I never have a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a thing in my head. It's like a performance. I have also, when I make a sculpture, I don't make a drawing or whatever, or I just start building because I know what it's going to be, and it's made during the making, like a performance. So even when I build a big installation, like even my exhibition that I gave you the book, I know which works I was going to show, so they're all there in the corner, and then I start, okay, we'll start with this here, and then we build something to put it on or so, and then the next, and then let's see, there, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have, when I have, of course, when I have to hang this John Gacy thing,
Yeah.
I tell them,
Yeah.
if you want it, you can come and get it.
Yeah.
You bring 5 people
Yeah.
to get it, and you hang it, and I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah.
And then when we go up here, we're in Anami's studio, so, and then we can make it turn around. So it looks a bit like a medieval castle. So, but I will go get Anami, and then she can say
Super.
something. Yeah.
I already took some things for you, you know, there. Wait a minute, I'm going to close this. Yeah, it's that's here my that's my you know, I work with my assistant on my archive, and when I'm making things on the computer, it's also here, you know.
Yeah.
And upstairs, before it was my studio, but then we had problems with the roof, and it was too small anyway. So
Yeah.
I have somewhere here around the neighborhood a bigger, where I make my big stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my archive, yeah, and my library. And I have
Beautiful.
so many books, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with these books? What will happen with these books when I'm not there anymore, you know?
You guys have so much amazing stuff here.
Yes. Yeah.
Really beautiful space too.
Yes.
I mean, really.
You like it?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
unreal, really.
It's a
Did you
good
say you have
thing.
an assistant?
Yeah, but she
Some-
only comes 1 day a week.
Yeah.
I can't afford. I need my. I need emptiness, you know.
Sure.
And she lives around the corner. She's
Yeah.
fantastic. She's great, and she helps me with my archive mainly.
Yeah.
But I have to also to learn that she has to take over, like when I got demands for documents, and so most of the time I do everything myself.
Yeah.
And it's too much for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, sure.
There's a limit to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do you and Danny talk, hang out, interact in a day where you're both working here? Are you pretty separate? Like he has a space down there and you're up here?
Yeah.
Will you like talk or meet for lunch or something like that in between?
Oh yeah. We mostly have breakfast together.
Yeah.
And very short. Yeah, because then around noon he comes like it's Danny actually who always I'm going to prepare. You want something? Yeah, okay, then I come and in the evening mostly also because it's also my biorhythm. Around 6-7, I'm really great in doing things. You know.
Yeah.
So and he starts then preparing food, or he asks me what are we going to eat, and then we talk. But we don't talk that much, you know. We don't talk that much. Actually,
you've talked a lot, I'm sure, over the years.
Yeah. No, never actually. No. Like also when we do a performance or so, when we do like when we make the music together, we never rehearse.
Yeah.
And it's weird that it always comes to it used to come together like perfectly.
Yeah.
In on the spot, and that's also what you feel. It's happening there, you know. It's not that we, but of course, in the course of time, we sometimes had other people, real musicians, working with us, and then we rehearsed.
Yeah.
But actually, the rehearsals were also always very good. It's they were also recorded always, you know. Cool. Yeah, no, we don't talk, but it actually it's the last 1 year, 2 years that we talk more about. Art and how we experience things, and so
really,
yeah. But it's quite separate. Yeah, that's probably why we could hold it out such a long time. I have this book that I made. I talked to you about it.
Yeah.
It's not really a book. It's more like some kind of an it's an accumulation of things of my works that I wanted like to find some kind of a structure to show all the things that I made in my life with texts, you see. And then I found out that I could actually take the structure of 33 women images that I made in my life. You see, and that's and it goes from 1981 until 2016, until I had my first retrospective, and 81 is the time that I got to know Danny, and that 82 I had my first show in this gallery, an official art world thing. That was the first opening, and my first text that I ever made on computer was in the 70s. So in my first publications, they are all in there, as facsimiles. And there's also, I told you, several publications that I never found an editor of, and they are actually just in the book.
Nice.
They are in the book, and. It took a long while to find some kind of a method to make it work, you know, because it was not easy, because there's a lot of different kinds of texts that are in here, and there had to be some kind of continuation that you. And in the beginning, it's only text of myself, but very soon, there's also the text that other people wrote about me, sure. Or interviews or whatever, and and also articles in magazines, in newspapers and so, and
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you making them mass produced, or you make each one by hand?
No. How do you think so? No, no. In the beginning, I had a sponsor.
Yeah.
I had a sponsor.
Yeah.
The same sponsor as Danny had for his book.
Yeah.
But since the work was so extensive, I worked like 11, 12 years on it.
Yeah.
Actually, an intern of me proposed, should you not take a real editor to give you like some kind of a support from, and in the middle of the process with this editor, our supporter, our money supporter, he has a job in Moscow, in Rosneft, and he got cancelled all over the world. And so I had no money anymore for the book. And then the editor decided to make it himself. It seems that he's only half of his company, and in the meanwhile he got thrown out, and now I only have like very several numbers of them anymore here with me. Because since the end of January, it's blocked. The whole stock is blocked.
Because of the.
Yeah, because the money is blocked.
Okay.
That money is also blocked now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have had a little bit bad luck with my, but in a way, what my intention was, I'm making this book for myself, first of all, to collect everything, and also for young Belgian Flemish-speaking artists, to have like that they don't have to reinvent 2 times the warm water, as we say.
Right.
Because an artist's life, there's a lot of myth. That's what you call it also, a lot of mythical things around it, and actually it's to see what it's really like. Yeah. And that's important. You see. And I only wanted like to make 100, and then just throw it on the market, and people could do whatever they want with it. So my ambitions with the thing itself was not very big.
Sure.
Just to hand it over to professionals and to people who really are into it, because the thing was being paid off anyway by our sponsor. Yeah. But then it turned out different, and now I don't get. And I have an English edition as well. I can send you the PDF if you're interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a big
file.
big lump. But I will send it with WeTransfer. But I think there's a lot of stuff that are interesting to work on, to work with. You know,
absolutely.
It's just like I have actually the same idea as you had, like with a lot of Hakim Bey. Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
I have a bit the same intention, that everything that's mine, that can be used for everything. It's not that there is no mentioning everything that's in this book cannot be published. No, publish as much as you want.
Sure.
And that is always from in the beginning has been my Danny is completely different from me. But we have a different attitude towards a lot of things, but also, of course, the same attitude towards the main things. We have the same. But no, everything I do can be doubled, used. That's my big pleasure, actually. Yeah. To share it, you know.
Great.
But of course, comes now ironical that I don't have so many of them. So I cannot give you one.
That's okay.
Because they are sold in the shop, €240.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's too much, of course, but it's
that's how it goes.
It's a thing. But this
beautiful.
I've been working on, and I have to. I'm still. I'm still recovering from the effort. I have to say.
Yeah, it looks like a huge undertaking.
Can you see that?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Well, it's good that you can see it, because actually when I look at it and think, well, what was the effort? Now, it was not such a big effort, but it was a big effort, yes. No, especially, of each of these women series, what I did was I explained them. Yeah. In a very simple, fine way. And that's nice. I got like some people in America already have the PDF, and I heard people saying that's what they liked the most of the whole book. It's the description of my Women Images series.
I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yes. Yeah. I will send you the PDF.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, and now I'm working on new stuff. But it's very random at the moment. I don't want to be disturbed now for anything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy the summer to work
Yeah.
at last again in peace.
Good.
Yeah. But maybe I show you my archive upstairs. But it's still under construction. Here. It's also only part. There's a part behind the curtain, but it's yeah. It still has to be.
Wow.
This used to be my studio, but now.
It's the archive.
Yeah, archive. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's quiet here, eh? It's nice, eh?
Beautiful and quiet
Yeah.
and huge, and it's like a
Yeah.
real compound.
Yeah.
Is this also your property over up there?
Yeah,
This
that's
roof?
Danny's, because you know Danny has very green fingers, as they say.
he
He's,
mentioned his little garden back there.
Yeah, but you know that's all Danny.
Wow.
Danny's is incredible with plants, and he's dedicated to everything that's green. Yeah, he's growing his own tomatoes on the roof. Yeah.
Did he grow the little salad we had with lunch? Did he grow that little salad? Those leaves that we had with lunch?
No, he bought them yesterday.
Okay.
It's on the Bauer market.
Okay.
Good, eh? Did you taste them?
I didn't actually. I don't know why I didn't taste it. It was basil or something, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have.
Wild basic.
Yeah, it looked nice. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was more into the ham.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
Voilà. Yeah. Pleasure.